Okay, welcome back. This is COM 1160 week 3 video number 2. In this video, we're going to take a look at the APA template that I've set up for you, the gift that I told you I was giving you. And this really is a gift because all of the formatting is done for you. So all of that stuff that I mentioned, your margins at 2.54 centimeters, and all of that fancy stuff has all been preset in this template. So you don't need to worry about any of the sort of fancier programming with Word. It's all been done, but you do have to know how to manipulate the template to be able to adjust it to whatever assignment it is that you're working on. So that's what we're going to focus on today. And I'm also going to draw your attention to some of the formatting issues that relate to APA that you're going to need to know as you're creating your own documents in APA. If you're watching this on a phone, it's probably better to switch to a computer for this one, just so you can actually see what I'm doing. We're working in a 12-point font, so it is kind of on the smaller side. You want to also probably increase your video to full screen, just so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. So I assume you've opened up the template. Hopefully you've also had an opportunity to print out the template so that you can make some notations as we're going through together on the screen. This first page is the APA title page, and it follows very specific rules for setup. So we're going to take a look at the title page first. I'm going to ignore this stuff up here at the top for right now, and I'm going to go down to this area here. And I have a web pen that's going to allow me, whoops, oh boy, it's not making me make a very good circle here, but we're looking at this stuff here in the middle. This here, alien hand syndrome and its treatment, current definitions and research. This is the title of my paper. Okay, so this is the title that I've given my own assignment. It can be something as basic as assignment number 1 or reflection journal number 2 or whatever it is that you're calling your assignment, but you need to give every assignment a title. The title has to be in bold, and it has to take uppercase letters on each of the major words in the title. The only words that you don't capitalize, okay, are prepositions and conjunctions. If you don't want grammar speak, just think baby words, okay? And two of any of those small little words that normally don't take a capital, okay, those go lowercase, but everything else is uppercase. If I have a title with a subtitle, like I do here on my example, and I'm using what they call interior punctuation, so I have a colon here in my title, right? That's fine. I do that, and then I put in a space after the punctuation. I'm then going to skip a full line, and I'm going to put in my first name and my last name. Skip another full line. I'm going to put in the place that I'm studying. So now it's Niagara College, but who knows, maybe somewhere else in the future if you continue your education. I'm then going to put in the course code of the course that I'm submitting the assignment for. Okay, so in our case, that's COM 1160, but it could be any course code for any class that you're taking. Skip another line, and then I put in the professor's name. Okay, so I've used my name here, Professor S. McRae, but it would be Professor C. Coe or Professor J. Smith or whoever your professor is. Skip another line, and then the last thing I put in is the date that I'm actually turning in the assignment. I have to keep it in this area on the screen. So there are APA rules about how much space I have here. So if I'm using the template, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to switch over to my mouse here, is I'm going to go into, let me get rid of the drawing here. I'm going to go into the actual part that has the title. I'm going to take out the fake title, and I'm just going to type in my own title there. So let's say, for example, my title of my paper was cancer. Take out the fake student, mixed student, put in my own first and last name. Okay, put in my own course code, my own professor's name, my own date of submission. Okay, so very, very easy to customize this part. You do have to take out this little part here. This is just a note I had for you here saying that this is a sample APA paper and the title page is standardized, and that individual instructors may ask you to include some additional things, but this is your basic, okay? So you'll also have to get rid of this, okay, and delete that. Page number 2 came up, so I just got rid of that, and now I have a good-looking title page. This thing up here at the top, where it says alien hand syndrome, all in caps, is that little thing that we discussed briefly, the running head. Okay. The running head is just a short version of a longer title or your full title if you have a very short title. To change this over, all I need to do is double click, and it's going to open up something called the header, which is just Microsoft Word fancy talk for the very top of the paper. I'm going to take out the fake one and I'm going to put in my own, okay, so that I'm customizing it. This stays in regular print, okay, so it's not in bold or anything like that. It's all in capital letters, and it needs to be fewer than 25 characters, including spaces. So if I have a very, very long title for my assignment, I'm going to need to come up with a way to kind of shorten it down so that I'm hitting that marker of fewer than 25 characters. I've also pre-programmed over here the page number. Remember, with APA, the page number always appears in the right top hand corner. And I've automatically set this up so it'll do your numbering for you. So don't touch anything over at the side. Leave the page number over at the side. Close the header and footer. And then you'll see you've changed. Here's your nice new running head. Here's your perfectly formatted title page. And you're completely done with the title page. Okay, so very, very easy to customize. Let's go to page number 2. And again, if you take a look at page number 2, you'll see, excuse me, that the running head has been changed, okay, automatically on page number 2. So I have my, I'm really having trouble with my drawing here. It's a good thing I don't teach art. I have my running head, okay, automatically changed over here. My page number 2 came up automatically, okay, so I'm good there. This is actually the first page of my assignment. Okay, on the first line that I have active, I'm going to repeat my longer title exactly the same as it appears on my title page, and I'm going to put that in bold. Then I actually get into the body of my assignment. So the body of my assignment is written in paragraphs, and you'll see that as I'm beginning each paragraph, I'm indenting. Okay. To get that, all I need to do is tab. I also use double spacing all the way through, but again, the template is set up to do the double spacing. My margins are already set up over here on the side, so they're exactly that 2.54 centimeters, so they're perfect. So again, don't worry about fooling with the margins or anything like that. You're good. So here's the second page. I'm going to continue down through the template. We're on page number 3. Again, you can see this is just a fake assignment, a fake essay that has been written. Again, notice every time a paragraph starts, it's indented and it's double spaced all the way through. Page number 4 is the conclusion of my paper. And you'll notice, right, that I end my paper here with the final period, and then I leave the rest of the page completely blank. Okay, so all of this area here is blank. Even if I only had one word on my final page, I still leave the rest of the page blank. Why? No idea. It's an APA rule, okay? As soon as you finish your paper, you don't include anything after your paper until you get to your references page. Okay, This is something that, again, can create a bit of confusion when people are first learning APA, the references page. We're going to go through the references page in more detail in our next video, but I did want to give you some information about the formatting, okay? So really what you want to focus on is the fact that each of these items that you see here as I'm moving the cursor is a book, an article, a website. It's some source of information. And each source of information has its own references entry, its own entry on this particular page. So all of these have been used as I was writing my paper. So I pulled information from these various sources. We're going to learn the different rules for the different types of information in our next video. But for now, just a couple of things to notice, okay? So take a look at this first one here. You'll see it starts with McDonald, right? And then I have a full line. And then I have continuation lines, okay? The continuation lines are formatted the opposite of a paragraph. So my first line of information, right, is right up against the margin here. And my second and any subsequent line is indented or tabbed in one. Okay, so I want to tab here. Okay. When I go to my next entry, I simply start by including the information that I need to include. So you'll notice I have no numbers or anything like that on the side. I'm showing that it's a new entry by lining it up over to the side and then again indenting any kind of subsequent line. Notice too, this is all double spaced. So it's exactly the same format. The only thing that's a little bit different is up at the top, I have the word references with a capital R on the R and then all lowercase, not in bold, just regular type. You'll notice again too, I'm using the same font. Okay, so I have this set at Times New Roman 12. I'm using the same font exactly. And when I finish my list of entries, I simply leave the rest of the page blank. Okay, so each of these, again, is an entry. You'll notice as well, another thing to keep in mind is these are all in, oh my goodness, my writing is terrible here, alphabetical order. Okay, by the first letter of the entry over on the side. Okay, I'll remind you of that again, but that is just something to notice. When I'm doing my own list of references, I can use this template as well. All I have to do is take out the fake references that are here and put in my own. Okay, again, if I do it in the template, then I'm keeping all of the formatting. I'm keeping the double spacing. I'm keeping the font size. I'm keeping the margins. I don't have to worry about any of that. Okay. In our next video, we're actually going to talk about how you do these individual entries for different pieces of material. That's a little challenging, but hopefully we'll learn some tricks to make it a little bit easier.